And for the last of our show, but not least, Homero Villarreal. Welcome, Homero. How are you?
Hey Joe, how's it going? Always an honor to be here. It's like I feel like Genghis Khan, I guess, on top of the ladder, getting a voice and feedback from the community, and trying to sit here in this table with you and share a dialogue as to some of the things that are going on, and of course, you want to touch on politics now. And
Yeah, but I want to underline that calling 461-5968 is the number to call to put out an ad, to get your story told, to have a voice beyond the corporate media that's now become entertainment media for many people. We want to get to the heart of the matter and define our culture, so calling your publication and getting a voice in there, 461-5968 is the way to go.
we got El Defensor, we got El Pueblito newspaper. We just had the death of Victor Lara también.
May he rest in peace.
You know, un Spanish newscaster that for many years, when the communities were segregated, here we had a person on radio, on KUNO, keeping people informed about many issues in the community. And I think right before his passing, he emphasized education. You know, that education is the way para el Hispano or for any other group that feels oppressed or left out, as education creates opportunity, social mobility. And I think it re-echoes Dr. Hector P. Garcia, the founder of the American GI Forum.
And he's celebrating his 100th birthday through his daughter, Miss Akers, Garcia Akers, and they're having their week that's going on through this throughout January. One of the issues that I wanted to talk to you about is that we had Judge Valderas on. And the thing that I think that we need to underline is that when the theme was, if the lawnmower's working, you don't have to replace it. We likened him to a lawnmower, a machine, fourth term as a judicial candidate. What have you heard about the challenger or the motivations for running?
Well, you know, the Mexican saying, es mejor viejo por conocido que nuevo por conocer. Sometimes that little devil that you know is better than the new devil, you know.
Not saying that Valderas is a devil, but
you know, if we scan the political turf, I think if we do a reconnaissance of the different groups and candidates and nuances and players, if we get critical, do a critical analysis of the campaigns, what themes do we hear? And the reoccurring theme is we want fairness. You know, we want that floodgate open for Hispanics, minorities, and people in general, the best of both worlds coming together and making a better Corpus Christi, a better economy. But one of the disenchanting one is that the economy is pretty bad in Corpus Christi. The other one is that in the political structures, and I've said this for years, and I'm being a commentator, is there's a lot of monopolies. And when will the day, many of the young people are leaving, you know, Harvard graduates, Princeton graduates are coming back to their community and to a desolate soil, you know, that nothing's growing. We saw, and they're saying, when will my day come? You know, here they see that they walk into the courthouse and they see people there that have been there for ages. You know, in many different positions. I'm not going to mention any names, of course, so don't get scared out there. But you see all kinds of favors for their children. The other day I walked into the courthouse. You know, I saw this judge having a party there for her kids. You know, I mean, the courthouse have become like interactional turf or property that's kind of owned by them as long as they hold the office. And I can understand some degree of that, but it reflects the floodgate is not open. How long do you stay in office? Also just to be critical, and it's really up to the people. I think we see Judge Valdera. Some people say he was a good guy. He was there for some time. We see the other elections. The county judge, we have Mary Helen Berlanga, the Bonillas, jumping in, and so in November, the general election, she's going to challenge. And I think that's the
Lloyd
Democratic.
Neal, and he was not happy about that. I saw here.
Well, it's a democratic process, and the more of the people participate, But you see young Eric Cantu, and he walked in, and of course, there's some allegations that he might be disgruntled with the ruling. But there's many other people out there like Clarissa Serna that's supporting his campaign and are saying, Clarissa, I'm talking about Clarissa that ran for a county judge some time back, and even though she was defeated, she realized that she wants to invest in promoting new candidates in the community. But that is the democratic process. It's going to be up to the young to open that floodgate. The people that are in office, the people that are getting older, they're pretty much laid back. There's many struggles, many powerhouses that need to be open. And, the best minds, the motor of this community, I believe, are the new generations. But you can't afford to be intimidated and just driven out of this community. When we started El Defensor, we came to Corpus Christi. We faced numerous lawsuits from powerful political figures that wanted to wipe us out. I saw my family members in tears. The cruelty of how the courts were used against my family. The cruelty of individuals that are predatory, that are full. Their whole structure is intimidation and fear, and just because the people they know in the courthouse. And Joe, that's wrong. That's a value structure, that's a low moral fiber that needs to be puffed away and cleaned. So those two forces of vice and of course virtue are always at each other.
Well, and we've got a couple of minutes left. Your views on the elections this coming March. I'm encouraging everybody to register to vote and have your voter ID. It's the law right now. I don't necessarily agree with it, but it's the law of the land.
Well, my view on the elections is this. We saw the voters bring down the Bayfront, destination Bayfront.
The
and
voters
I think
said
that,
no.
The psychology is high. The old structures can be challenged and brought down. So in 1 minute, what can be done? Well, what was discovered in Operation Bayfront is significant to this community, because we saw that, for example, when the Whataburger field was built, you had a secret club of people that had organized, were not accountable to the city council, like a completely different power group, collecting the parking lot fees. You're making all kinds of, even if the team is sold, the taxpayers don't get anything. All kinds of dirty political deals have been created. Operation Bayfront was, Destination Bayfront was a growing thing where people said, ya basta. We got an elite group of builders and power figures want to take over our community, and we come back to that old saying, when good men do nothing,
Edmund Burke, evil pervades.
Evil pervades.
Well, so Homero Villarreal, you're going to come back on with us right during the political season. We'd like to have you on as a commentator. Thank you for your voice, and I do believe that it is a balance between youth coming in, but experience matters. So we have to look at it very critically. However you vote, register to vote now. And your vote is your voice. Si no votas, no puedes quejar después.